Hello, my name is Charles Webster Baer. Today is March 29th, 2015, and I'm in Tianjin, China. And today I want to talk about GIG. GIG is Global Internet Government. GIG is my website, gig15.com. So, happy 15th birthday to GIG. GIG is the future of the world media, and GIG is going to save the planet. GIG is going to allow everybody to understand and participate and contribute to what the United Nations and what the International Monetary Fund are doing. GIG is a social media website and a news website. And GIG is here to support and help and augment what the UN and what the IMF are doing. And what the UN and the IMF are doing are saving the planet. The UN is saving the planet by bringing freedom and equality to all people. And the IMF is saving the planet by stabilizing all the economies and allowing them to merge with neighboring countries to form economic communities. So this is a big deal. This is very important. I think everyone should be involved. Everyone should be, understanding what's going on and being and participating in what's going on. And that's why I created GIG. GIG wants to help make all governments on Earth fully transparent. And GIG wants to make the UN and the IMF fully transparent online. And that's why GIG is going to monitor every financial transaction by every government on Earth. These are unofficial numbers, and this is media speculation. But GIG's improving and getting better and evolving. And so this will just continue to become more and more better. And that's what the IMF is doing. The IMF and the UN are laying the foundation for one world government, and GIG is assisting in that endeavor. And the main issue here is to create economic communities. The IMF has helped create an economic community in Europe, the EU, the European Union, and GIG will help IMF create an economic community in America, which will unite all of North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean in one economic community, just like in Europe. And GIG will help the IMF do that with Asia as well. And GIG is ready to unite all of America and all of Asia today, doing the same thing with Africa, and the Middle East will take much longer due to instabilities in those regions. But gig is ready to move forward today with uniting all of North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean into one economic community, and the same with Asia. And eventually, as Europe will eventually become one country, so too will all of the Americas become one country, and so too will all of Asia become one country. And we're a little behind schedule here in America and in Asia, so that's why we need to catch up and get started. The main issue, though, frankly, is what the United Nations is doing. What the UN is doing is promoting equality and freedom for everybody, and the main issue is reproductive rights. And what reproductive rights means is that all human beings, especially females, have the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control. And the reason GIG feels this is the #1 priority for this millennium is because unfortunately, due to human overpopulation, humans have either killed the environment or are about to kill the environment. Now, this is a bad idea because humans are part of the environment and humans need the environment to survive. So if we do kill the environment, then we're killing ourselves. So basically, humans are on a course to suicide by killing the environment, which is the wrong course. And we need to do a U-turn. And there are too many people on the planet, which means we don't need to make any more. We need to concentrate on taking care of the humans that are already here. And so instead of moving to 8 billion, we need to start dropping to 7 billion and 6 billion. And we need to come down to a sustainable level, which would be around 3 or 4 billion. And that would give the environment a chance to heal itself and survive, which would give humans a chance to survive. I hold these truths to be self-evident. This is just common sense. And this isn't very complicated, you know. It's good to breathe clean air. It's good to drink clean water. You know, these are good things. And we can't do that anymore. And that's bad. So we need to, you know, stop reproducing as a species. And, you know, not kill the environment and survive. So that's what the UN is doing, and GIG is going to assist the UN in that as well. So that's the main issue, is saving the environment. But an issue that's almost important is the transparency issue for the IMF and for all governments, and the unification issue, which is what the IMF is doing. So GIG is basically a way that everyone can be part of this saving the planet, because the UN and the IMF are saving the planet, and everyone should be involved, everyone should be contributing, everyone should be able to understand what's happening, and this should be all very public information, very transparent information, and information that's easy to access, and information that you can comment on and voice your opinion on. And GIG is the platform to do that. And we need to do it now because we have the opportunity to do it now. And, you know, maybe at some point in the future, we won't be allowed to do it. Maybe at some point in the future, we won't have the freedom to do it. And therefore, we won't have the opportunity to do it. But we do have the opportunity to do it now, and so we should take that opportunity while we have it. And so that is GIG. GIG has a President of Earth election every December 1st, Hawaiian time. And that means every December 1st, Hawaiian time, you can vote for President of Earth. Anybody can vote for anybody once. And whoever wins, whoever gets the most votes, wins the President of Earth election and serves a one-year term from January 1st to January 1st. So there's a month off between winning the election and becoming President of Earth. To vote, you need to wait till December 1st, Hawaiian time, and then you need to go to GIG, which is gig15.com, and then you need to go to the chat room and register and log in and post a thread with the topic saying, I'm voting for blank for President of Earth next year, and that will be your one and only vote. Early votes and late votes do not count. You can only vote on December 1st. The winner will be President of Earth for 1 year. President of Earth has no power. President of Earth is an unpaid GIG employee, a GIG intern, and the President of Earth supports the GIG agenda, which is freedom of speech online for everybody, equal rights for everybody, transparency for everything. You can only be President of Earth 3 times, and then you can't run anymore. Now let me tell you about myself. My name is Charles Webster Baer. I'm 46. I'm a Buddhist. Never been married, don't have any kids. I'm an American. I'm running for President of the USA in 2016, 2020, and maybe 2024 as a Libertarian. So please vote for me. I was born and raised in Santa Cruz, California. I went to high school in Newport, Rhode Island. I graduated in 1994 from the University of Hawaii at Hilo. In 1995, I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 1999, I moved to Portland, Oregon. In the spring of the year 2000, I created Global Internet Government, and I've been promoting it and improving it ever since. In 2007, I moved to Bend, Oregon, and in 2014, I moved to Tianjin, China. And now I want to talk about the history of the universe. The universe was either created 4 billion years ago, or 4 billion years ago the universe expanded to a size that humans can comprehend. At that point, the universe continued to expand rapidly. And as it expanded, it cooled. And the energy plasma cooled and turned into dark matter, dark energy, which continued to expand and cool and turned into quantum particles, which continue to expand and cool and turn into leptons, quarks, bosons, and neutrinos, which continue to expand and cool and turn into electrons and neutrons and protons, which continue to expand and cool and turn into hydrogen atoms, which continue to expand, and gradually gravity acted upon these hydrogen atoms, and these hydrogen clouds contracted and created fission and fusion, which created stars, which created more atoms, helium, and then other atoms. And then gravity acted upon all these stars to form galaxies. And 5 billion years ago, our sun and Earth and the planets in our solar system were created. And then 3 billion years ago, life was created by accident. Bacteria, which evolved, mutated into algae, which evolved, mutated into plants, which evolved into reptiles, which evolved into mammals, which evolved into monkeys, which evolved into humans. And humans will eventually evolve into robots, which will then evolve into other non-carbon-based life forms, which will then go on to colonize the universe, which is the goal of life, And that's a good thing, because in 4 billion years, the sun will explode and our galaxy will collide with the Andromeda galaxy. So, 3 million years ago, humans were evolved from chimps in Africa, and then about 200,000 years ago, humans left Africa and colonized the planet Earth. And then these humans were pretty smart, so they used stone tools and spears, and they started to farm the land and domesticate animals, and they created languages and civilizations. And they sat around the fires at night and told ghost stories and told stories from the past, which were slightly exaggerated. And this became our culture and our heritage and our traditions. And these societies were formed and civilizations were formed. And then 500 years ago, the Greeks established the Western civilization, which became the predominant civilization due to technology. And 500 BC, while the Greeks were doing this, there was also some cat in Nepal who headed south to India named Buddha, and he said, he got all philosophical, and he said, well, you know what? The universe probably exists. But what if it doesn't? What if it's a dream? Well, if the universe is a dream, then it doesn't exist. But I exist. And well, then what am I? Well, then I am a soul. So this is pretty groovy information. It headed east to China and formed Buddhism, and it headed west to Jerusalem, where it was misinterpreted by Jesus Christ, and then later on misinterpreted by Muhammad. And then there were religions, and then all sorts of shenanigans took place, and then we had the Industrial Revolution, and then we had America, which was created and established freedom of speech, and then we had a few wars, and then we had a few more wars, and so now here we are in the year 2015 with global internet government. GIG15.com. And that's the hit. So, there you have it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. My name is Charles Webster Baer, and peace in the hood.